Welcome to today's deep dive. We've looked at plenty of bad lawyers on this show before. We've seen negligence, we've seen outright theft.
Oh yeah, plenty of that.
But today's case, the case of California attorney Sergio Valdovinos Ramirez, it is genuinely in a league of its own. We aren't just looking at professional misconduct here.
No, I mean, we are looking at a total break from reality.
Right. 19 counts of fraud, misappropriation, and deceit. All detailed in a State Bar Court of California opinion from June 2024.
And our mission today is to unpack this because he didn't just steal money. He constructed these elaborate fictional realities to cover his tracks. Fake lawsuits, fake settlements.
Fake cancer diagnoses.
Exactly. And that is probably the most audacious part of this whole trial.
Let's start right there. So his disciplinary trial is about to happen. He's facing disbarment. And suddenly he claims he just can't appear.
Right, because he says he's at City of Hope undergoing chemotherapy for lung cancer.
Which is, who questions a cancer patient?
Yeah. You don't. He even gave them the name of his oncologist, a Dr. Stephen Chang. He claimed he was too nauseous to even speak to the court.
That's a brilliant stall tactic.
Well,
But a state bar investigator actually did check. And it turns out Valdovinos was never a patient at City of Hope.
Nope.
There was no Dr. Chang. The entire medical crisis was a complete fabrication to avoid facing the music.
Which the court cited as a major aggravating factor. It shows a total lack of candor. But to understand why he'd invent a terminal illness, you have to look at the financial black hole he was covering up.
The casino connection?
Yeah. Over a 2-year period, he purchased roughly $886,000 in gambling chips.
Nearly $1 million.
Mostly at the Bicycle and Commerce casinos. He would take client money settlements, fees, and instantly transfer it to his personal account.
Or just withdraw it as cash.
Straight to the casino floor.
Which brings us to the actual victims here. Take the Mendez case. She hired him for a personal injury suit.
Right. He never even filed it. But he sat her down and had her sign a fake settlement agreement for $175,000.
Total smoke and mirrors. He was just trying to keep her quiet while he gambled away the funds.
And when she wanted her payout, he wrote her checks from his client trust account.
Which is just a massive violation. A client trust account is sacred in the legal profession. It's not your money, it's the client's.
But Mendez's checks bounced because at one point, that sacred account held exactly 37 cents.
37 cents while he's telling her she has almost 200 grand waiting for her.
And he did the exact same thing to a 91-year-old woman, the Vega and Torres matter. They gave him over $73,000 for a conservatorship bond.
And that went straight to the Commerce Casino. No bond was ever obtained.
The lengths he went to hide this are they're staggering. In the Bucio employment discrimination case, which again, he never filed, the client started asking where the money was.
So he invents a new character?
Yes. He forged a document supposedly signed by a state bar investigator named Rason, he spelled it differently sometimes, to convince his client that the state bar was authorizing a payment delay.
So he used a fake investigator from the very agency investigating him to hide his theft.
It's next-level manipulation. And it gets darker with the charity scam.
Oh, the Buenrostro case.
Right, an immigration client facing deportation. Valdovinos told him to bring cash to donate to charity to prove community ties for his case.
And he just pocketed the cash, taking advantage of someone quite literally fighting for their life in this country.
It's unrelenting, so obviously he was disbarred.
He was ordered to pay over $116,000 in restitution.
The court found his conduct showed an unrelenting indifference to his obligations.
Which feels like putting it lightly, since the misconduct continued during the actual trial.
With the fake cancer and everything.
Yeah, it leaves you with this wild thought to mull over. At what point does zealous representation morph into just a delusion of invincibility?
That is the question.
How many other professionals out there are operating entirely within fictions of their own making, just waiting for a check to bounce?
It really makes you rethink who you trust.
It sure does. Well, that's all for today's deep dive. Thanks for listening.